Hello, hello, whoever is sitting there watching and waiting. Welcome. Hi. Hello, Angela. How are you, honey? So I'm doing a no makeup. We're just going to talk about this taboo subject that seems to be going on here, and the toxicology reports is one of those taboo subjects that I want to talk about here. So okay, so let me just start off by saying, though, I probably won't. Hey, Clary, I'm so glad you're here because I'm probably not going to be able to handle messages while reading you guys this information. Hey, Juanita. Hi, Ree. E. Blackburn. Hello. Annie. Hi, honey. Dana. I said it right. Maria. Hello. More than one way to skin a snake. Love the name. That's so creative. Bipolar Princess, hello. All right, everybody. So glad to see you. So guess what I've decided to do, because I've never done this before and I just got an idea. Because some of you guys have expressed enjoying spending time with me and seeing how real I am and all of that kind of stuff, I decided to do 7 days of live with Sherry. So we're going to do 7 days every day. We're going to do something different in a live show that just connects us and interacts us together. Okay. Hi, Debbie. Hey, Charlie. All right. So thanks, Clary T. That's amazing. I can see that there's more and more people popping on to see what the heck I have to say about this toxicology report. Let me just first advise that I am very aware of what I am and am not allowed to say legally. So I am not going to be crossing the line into something I shouldn't be saying that would warrant me getting into trouble. So we're going to start this one off here about the toxicology report. And I wanted to just read some of these, the notes sort of from the physician in regards to, the ethanol and the other drugs and the things that they've listed. So Clary, I'll let you handle all the comments because I really am not going to be paying attention to that screen necessarily. I'm going to be paying attention to another one, okay? All right, so detailed findings. It would help if I could talk properly, right? Maybe not enough coffee yet. All right. So the detailed findings list is an analysis of ethanol blood alcohol concentration, and it basically states that the results were 128 mg units per sort of. It was in her spleen count. Okay. So I'm like, I'm going to go through this as thoroughly as I can for you guys for it to make as much sense. All right. The analysis that they did for the blood alcohol level was taken from the headspace area. It states, other than the above findings, examinations of the specimens submitted did not reveal any positive findings of toxicological significance by procedures outlined in the accompanying analysis summary. So the reference comments to the ethanol 128 level says, ethyl alcohol, ethanol drinking alcohol, is a central nervous system depressant that can cause effects such as impaired judgment, reduced alertness, and impaired muscular coordination. Ethanol can also be a product of decomposition and degradation of biological samples. The blood alcohol concentrations, BAC, can be expressed as a whole number with the units of milligrams, or as a decimal number with units like per 100 ml, which is equivalent to percentages. So for example, a BAC level of 85 milligrams equals 0.085 grams, or 0.85% of the ethanol. Okay, so it further states all of the following tests were performed for this case. For each test, the compounds listed were included in the scope. The reporting limit listed for each compound represents the lowest concentration of the compound and will be reported as being positive. If the compound is listed as none detected, it is not present above the reporting limit. Please refer to the positive findings section of the report for those compounds that were identified as being present. Now, that list drops down, and the analysis that shows is amphetamine, ephedrine, MDA, MDEA, MDMA, methamphetamine, I don't know how to say this one, you guys. It's a big word. Norepusdofurine, no, dofedrine, I think. I'm sorry, you guys. Phentermine, phethylpropylamine, and pseudominephrine. Sheesh, for crying out loud. It's a good thing I never went into being a doctor, because I think I wouldn't even be able to freaking see half of this stuff. Regardless, I hope you all are getting a chuckle out of this too. So the analysis by the head gas chromatophy, the acetone that was found, the ethanol was found. Now, with each of the things that I had listed, you guys, there was a reported limit of 5.0 ml, except for the ethanol, which was 10 mg. Now, the compound analysis, enzyme linked immunosubordinate assay. So there's far more things in here now. So we are getting into the amphetamines, which there was 20 NGs. There's barbiturates, and there was 0.040 mcgs. There's benzodiazepine, which was 100 ng. Bupropion metabolite, there was 0.50 ng. Cannabinoid, there was 10 ng. Cocaine metabolites, there was 20 ng. Fentanyl, acetyl fentanyl, there was 0.50 ng. Methadone, there was 25 ng. Methamphetamine, MDMA, there was 20 ng. Opiates, there was 20 ng. Oxycodone, there was 10 mg, and phencylamine, there was 10 mg. Now, they also found, although, hang on, let me just stop at that for a second here. So everything that was listed in that right there was found within the system of, Shanann. So, and I mean, that's just the beginning, you guys. There's more. Let me just scroll past, because they have to do where they did their findings and mark on a sheet the parts in the body that they found. So Michael A. Burson was the MD, PhD that came to do the autopsy report for Shanann, Bella, and Celeste. And in his sort of transcribed notes from it all, he states that his diagnosis, 1, says the history of being reported missing and subsequently being found unresponsive in an obvious state of death in a shallow grave, asphyxiation due to manual strangulation, brushing of the anterior strap muscle of the neck, right, left, mild to moderate decomposition consisting of generalized discoloration, bloating, and skin slippage, history of intrauterine pregnancy, 2nd trimester, largely decomposed fetus and placental unit, found expelled from the gravid uterus, and the toxicology postmortem basic spleen blood was the ethanol 128 mg and the blood alcohol concentration BAC of the 0.128 gram. His opinion states that based on the history provided and the autopsy findings, the cause of death is asphyxiation due to manual strangulation by another individual. The manner of death is homicide. Now, he further states in the history of Shanann that the descendant is a 34-year-old Caucasian female. Date of birth was January 10th, 1984, and who has a largely unknown medical history at the time of this autopsy. Reportedly, the descendant returned home from a business trip on the early morning hours of August 13th, 2018. This was the last time she was seen alive. The descendant was subsequently reported missing on the afternoon of August 13th, 2018. Following an extensive search and investigation by law enforcement, the descendant was found unresponsive in an obvious state of death in a shallow grave in rural Colorado. The descendant was pronounced dead at the gravesite at 05 hours on August 16th, 2018. Witnesses, it states, personnel present for the postmortem examination include Michael Burson, pathologist, and Joey Weiner, autopsy assistant. For the complete list of individuals present at the autopsy, please see the investigative report file held at the Weld County Coroner's Office. District Attorney disclaimer at 10:10 hours on August 17th, 2018. The representative from the district attorney's office read a portion of the email which he received from the public defender's office. In this email, the public defender had requested that we swab the necks of the children for residual trace DNA. According to him and his expert DNA witness, they anticipate trace DNA being preserved on the neck structures of the children, despite being confined in a container of oil, water, and associated sludge matter over the course of several days. Now, the identification was, of course, done by Weld County Coroner, state of Colorado, and it lists the clothing that she was found in, which was a purple T-shirt, a pair of blue underwear, a black bra, a metal piercing in her left nares, and a paper bag around each of her hands. Identifying marks and scars, there was none visualized by the coroner. And the evidence of medical surgical intervention, there was evidence of medical surgical intervention consistent of the following. They had not yet even seen, that she had a fused neck surgery, just 2017. I guess it really wasn't obvious on her neck. So evidence of injury, it states possible pattern abrasions of the neck and left aspect of the face. Internal evidence of injury, it says a 1 centimeter area of probable bruising on the anterior subcutaneous neck tissue, bruising of the superior aspect of the right sternocleidomastoid muscle. Yeesh. Sorry, you guys. Bruising of the soft tissue and facial tissues of the surface of the right thyroid cartilage. Bruising of the soft tissue associated with the right horn of the thyroid bone, which is intact. Now, the general external examination, it states that the autopsy was commenced at 10:30 hours on August 17th, 2018 on the body of Shanann Watts at the McKee Medical Center, Loveland, Colorado. This autopsy is performed at the request of the Weld County Coroner, state of Colorado. The body is that of a well-developed, well-nourished, although decomposing Caucasian female whose appearance is generally consistent with the reported age of 34 years. The body measures approximately 67 inches long, weighing 144 pounds. The body exhibits mild to moderate decomposition consisting of generalized discoloration, bloating, and skin slippage. At the time of the autopsy, rigor mortis is released in the major muscle groups. Liver mortis is not readily apparent due to the postmortem artifact. There is, however, an area of blanching on the right aspect of the abdomen extending along the groin to the right thigh. This is likely consistent with an area of pressure based on the body positioning at the time of discovery. So on her head, it's noted her hair is brown, normally distributed, although sloughing from the scalp, and measures approximately 30 centimeters long from the crown. The eyes are moderately opacified. Sorry, you guys. Postmortem artifact. The irids appear brown. The pupils are equal at 0.4 centimeters. The sclerae are dull, pitriae. The nose is midline, although dried. It does not grate upon palpation. Oral cavity. The oral cavity contains natural dentition. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today, but it's in good repair. There is no discernible mucosal petriae, and the lips exhibit mild drying artifact. The next structures are midline and without palpable adrenopathy. There is a linear array of variable sized purple-black circular defects which extend from the inferior aspect of the chin along the jawline up the left aspect of the face towards the left temporal area. The breasts and nipples are normal, adult female without palpable masses, and the abdomen is moderate, protuberant and tense. There is no detectable fluid wave. Her genitalia, of course, there's largely normal adult. However, the internal genitalia are protruding through the vaginal vault. This likely represented prolapse of the uterus due to pregnancy and postmortem artifact. Adjacent to the probable uterus is a large degraded portion of tissue, which is unfortunately covered in sandy debris from the gravesite. Upon further examination of this tissue, it is revealed to be largely a decomposed fetus. Age and gender cannot be determined. However, it has the following measurements: length of 10.5 centimeters, foot length of approximately 0.7 to 0.8 centimeters, and approximately 17 centimeters umbilical cord extending to a disrupted placenta disc. The membranes are ruptured and covered with sandy debris. Portions of the placenta, umbilical cord, and membranes will be retained, and the fetus will be transferred to the jurisdiction of CBI for subsequent genetic analysis. Excuse me. All right, the upper extremities state that they're well developed and symmetrical and all digits present. The fingernails are long and in good repair, although markedly dirty with sand and debris from the gravesite. The fingernails are pulled and retained as evidenced by law enforcement. Lower extremities are well developed and symmetrical with all digits present. The toenails are are short and in good repair, with the exception of abundant sandy debris from the gravesite. The back and the sacrum are unremarkable. And then it says the general internal examination for the body is opened with a routine incision, and they measure the fat levels and the body cavity. The cardiovascular system, her heart weighed 210 grams. The epicardial surface is unremarkable. The coronary ostia are patent, and the coronary arteries follow the right dominant distribution. Sectioning reveals no significant narrowing of or the atherolosis. Sorry, you guys. There is no acute thrombosis. The endocardial surface and papillary muscles are unremarkable. And then the myocardium is red-brown, firm, without fibrosis. The valve leaflets are thin and pliant. The aorta has a normal, smooth yellow intimal surface. There is a minimal atherolotic streaking noted. The major branches, including the celiac, superior and inferior, mesenteric and mesenteric and renal arteries are widely patent. The inferior vena cava is unremarkable. So her respiratory system with her lungs were normal. They weighed between 280 and 320 grams. The spleen was soft, 120 grams. And then it just basically goes through her liver and biliary system, gastrointestinal, pancreas, adrenal glands. And then her kidneys, the right and the left kidney weighing 120 and 100 grams respectively. The capsule stripped with ease. The external cortical surface is red, purple, and smooth. The cortices are well delineated from the medullary pyramids. The pelvis and the uterus are non-dilated. Urinary bladder is empty. Mucosal surface is tan pink, moist, and smooth. And the fallopian tubes in her ovaries were unremarkable as well. And then they go into her neck, that her traumatic injury has been previously described. Anterior musculature is smooth and dull. The epiglottis and hypopharynx are unremarkable. The hyoid bone and thyroid cartilage are intact, and linear mucosa is unremarkable. There are no masses or aspirated material. The thyroid gland has symmetrical lobes and appears unremarkable. Oh, look at that. We have quite a few more people that are interested in hearing all about this, don't we? It seems to be the taboo subject that nobody really wants to talk about. So I decided to talk about it because I think it deserves to be talked about. Specimens that were obtained, it says the specimens retained at time of the autopsy include blood obtained from the spleen. Representative sections and major organs are also retained, and the toxicology blood obtained from the spleen is submitted to HMS labs for analysis. What does it say here? Evidence. The fetus is transferred to the Colorado Bureau of Investigation for genetic analysis if warranted in the future. Swabs, palmar surfaces of the hands, anterior and lateral surfaces of neck and face, x-rays, AP, and lateral views of the head and neck, bilateral fingernails, clippings. Oh man, deoxyribone clucid. Man, I wonder if they teach them how to say all these hard words. Holy cow. I'm sure it breaks down in a certain way that makes it easier to say, but it doesn't do that in the report. So it's all one huge word. And I'm like, I don't know how to say it. Anyway, the histology sections of the heart, lungs, liver, kidney, brain, right sternocleidomastoid muscle, right sternothoid muscle, soft tissue from the surface of the right thyroid cartilage, and right lobe of the thyroid are submitted for histology. So that completed the toxicology report for Shanann Watts, and I would love to know what some of your thoughts are on this. You used to work in surgery, Jay? Man, was that ever hard to say some of those words. I'm sorry. I probably botched the crap out of it. I'm so sorry. Hi, Kimmy. You must be new. Sapphire Life. You're new as well. Hey, Kimberly. Thanks for talking about it. You're welcome, honey. I think it deserves to be mentioned. We're not going to talk about where the hell it came from. We're just going to talk about the fact that it was in their system, right? So we don't actually know where the hell it came from, right? Hey, Wanda. What? Well, all the drugs. What the hell, right? I mean, it's just, it's insane. Pogues, yes, she was smothered, but I guess the district attorney wanted some swabs done. Hi, Sparkles, you're new too. Welcome. But they wanted to do some swabs because they thought that there might be some DNA preserved. I wonder if they were doing that because, you know, his story has some truth, that there was someone else that maybe did kill the girls, you know, and it really wasn't him or something. But he's admitted to all of it in order to protect the other person involved or something, you know. But I thought it was really, really odd that he didn't know how his girls died when he was questioned about it. He had no idea how they actually died. And I mean, if he was the one that did it, he'd spent like 4 hours or something, like in interrogation and stuff like that. So you would think he would know how to express that. And even in the end, you know, he had marked the spots of where the bodies were, he had confessed, you know, and when they asked him like about how they died, he just fumbled and stumbled and couldn't answer it properly. If any of you guys watched that confession on him, it was pretty like a head scratcher. Like, what the hell? Like, why, you know what I mean? He was capable of expressing everything else up until that one fact, you know? So that was really weird. You think he knew Juanita and that he was just pretending? That's very possible. Jay, you're saying you were in, are you trying to say area tech or did you mean Annis Tech or something there? Hi, Christopher. Sapphire, thanks for loving my channel. She was doing a lot of drugs. I don't know though, Bo. I don't know. She did seem like somebody who was too on top of it to be all wrapped up in all of those drugs, in my opinion. And on that note, let's carry on with Bella's autopsy report now. Because I think you're going to be really shocked, Jay. You're going to be like, so it's in both the kids? What the hell was going on over there? So we're going to carry into Bella's toxicology report. And right off the hop, I mean, it states, of course, who the patient is, how old she is, her date of birth. I feel awful that I actually didn't realize that Bella's date of birth had just passed right before Christmas, but I hadn't had that information right up in the forefront of my mind. So I celebrated the mom's birthday, Shanann, bringing in her beautiful daughters into the world, but I didn't celebrate Bella's. And now I'm kind of feeling bad about that, looking at this report again. And I'm like, oh, as if I didn't remember that. So kind of kicking myself now, but what can you do, right? Okay, so again, it was the NMS lab that did the toxicology report. And this was in Loveland, Colorado. All right, positive findings for Bella. States the benzene was present. Ethylbenzene was also present. Toluene, 3.7 mcgs were present. Now, with her report, it says present. It doesn't actually say how many units or how many milligrams was actually in her system, but it will say that, you know, that these things were present. So the toluene has the 3.7 mcgs though, but there's also xylenes, hexane, menthol, pentanes, butanol, ethanol, 13 mg it says, and acetaldehyde or oh my gosh. Just stop trying, Sherry. Seriously, you guys. Oh, acetaldehyde. I think it is. I don't know. I'm probably botching a lot of these words, and I'm really sorry for that. Okay, so I'm just reading this here to you guys. The specimens that were sort of received was they recovered a gray top tube with 5 mLs from the chest cavity blood. Parts or all of the requested testing was unable to be performed. Refer to the analysis summary and reporting limits section for details. Okay, so we're going to scroll down here. Detailed findings. Okay, so it does give us limits here then. So for the benzene, it was present of 0.10 mcgs. The ethylbenzene, there was 0.20 mcgs. The toluene was 0.60 mcg. The xylene OMP, like O, M, P, there was 0.60 mcgs. Hexane, there was 4.0 mcgs. Methylpentane, pentanes, there was 4.0 mcg, and then butanol 4.0, ethanol there was 10 mg, but then it also says 13. So and the acetaldehyde or whatever that is, 1.0 mg. Sorry, you guys, hairs. I shed way too much, and then it gets in my face and it bugs me. Other than the above findings, examination of the specimens submitted did not reveal any positive findings of toxicology significance of procedures outlined in the accompanying analysis summary. So the reference comments to the acetaldehyde, it says it is a flammable, colorless liquid used industrially in many processes, dye, pharmaceutical, and chemicals manufacturing. In vivo, it can be found as a result of metabolism of numerous drugs, chemicals, and foods. A primary source for the finding of acetaldehyde is biological specimens is via the metabolism of ethyl alcohol. Other common sources may include paraldehyde, metaldehyde, phenystin, ethyl esters, and vanilla. Some pathological conditions, example diabetes, can account for increased acetaldehyde levels in vivo, especially after consumption of alcohol. Alcoholics and individuals taking aldehyde dehydrogenase inhibitor disulfiram concurrently with alcohol consumption may have elevated blood levels of acetaldehyde. Normal blood levels of this acetaldehyde are probably less than 0.02 mg. And remember, in her system, you guys, there was 1.0 mg. So she had a very high level of this, right? And it says adverse effects such as flushing, headache, shortness of breath may be present at acetaldehyde blood concentrations greater than 0.18 mg. This acetaldehyde is an unstable compound post-collection and will both form and degrade under certain sample handling conditions. The benzene, so like it's common, it says it's benzene is a common laboratory and industrial solvent, which is also found in gasoline and paint removers. Benzene concentrations in the blood of environmentally exposed individuals average 0.0002 mcgs in non-smokers and 0.0004 to 0.0006 mcgs in non-smokers. The majority of benzene is excreted as phenol. Reported blood concentrations of benzene in fatalities following oral ingestion or inhalation range from 0.9 to 120 mcgs. And she had 0.10. And so now we're going to go on to the ethanol. So obviously everybody knows it's, you know, it's alcohol, it's a central nervous system depressant, can cause effects such as impaired judgment, reduced alertness, and impaired muscular coordination. Ethanol can also be a product of decomposition of degradation of biological samples. So now it states for the ethyl benzene, it's used as a commercial solvent, fuel additive, and chemical intermediate in the production of stearine in the U.S. population. Blood concentrations in non-occupationally exposed individuals are generally less than 0.001 mcg. Exposure to this compound generally occurs through the pulmonary route at air concentrations of 1,000 ppm. The compound causes irritation to the eyes and nose. Higher concentrations may result in dizziness and central nervous system depression. And so in Bella, she had 0.20 of the ethyl benzene. Now we're going to go to the toluene. Toluene, excuse me, you guys. The toluene is an organic solvent commonly found in such products as glues, paints, and lacquers. It is like benzene, CNS depressant. Hippuric acid is the glycerin conjugate of benzoic acid and oxidized metabolite of toluene, and is used as a biomarker for toluene exposure. However, hippuric acid is also a normal constituent of urine as a result of metabolism of compound other than toluene. Another urinary maker for toluene exposure is O-cresol, a substance not normally found in urine. The ACGIH biological exposure index, BEI, for toluene is venous blood prior to last shift of work week is 0.02 mcg. Toluene has been frequently used for its intoxicating effects by teenagers or adults who inhaled the vapors of paints and glues solvents. A report of 136 such persons who were either hospitalized or arrested while intoxicated showed blood concentrations of 0.3 to 30 mcgs. Intoxication with toluene is manifested by slurred speech, slow movements, and inability to concentrate. And for the toluene, Bella had 0.60. Now we're going to go to the xylenes. It's composed of three isomers, O, M, and P, xylenes. These compounds are often found in components of solvents, paints, etc. After exposure to xylenes, methylhippuric acid is a urinary end product. Xylene and related products may be found in fire victims exposed to burning accelerants. Workers exposed to 29 ppm xylene demonstrated end-of-shift blood xylene concentrations averaging 0.38 mcg. And for the xylene, Bella had 0.60 in her system. Now we're going to go to the butanol. It's a flammable liquid used as a solvent for fats, waxes, resins, shellac, and varnish. It is also used in the manufacture of lacquers, rayons, and certain detergents. Exposure to inhalation may result in irritation to the mucous membranes, coughing, difficulty breathing, headache, dizziness, and drowsiness. It can be absorbed through the skin, leading to symptoms resembling oral ingestion. Oral ingestion may result in sedation, abdominal pain, nausea, headaches, dizziness, diarrhea. Large doses may affect the liver and kidney. The acute toxicology is estimated to be about 3 times that of ethanol alcohol. What does this say? Unless alternate arrangements are made by you, the remainder of the submitted specimens will be discarded 1 year from the date of this report, and generated data will be discarded after 5 years from the date of analysis, that the analyses were performed. So the analysis summary and reporting limits states all of the following tests were performed for this case. For each test, the components listed were included in the scope. The reporting limit listed for each component represents the lowest concentration of the compound that will be reported as being positive. If the component is listed as non-detected, it is not present above the reporting limit. Please refer to the positive findings section of the report for those compounds that were identified as being present. Now, here we go again, you guys. So the acetaldehyde, there was 1.0 mg. Acetone, there was 1.0 mg. Benzene, there was 0.10 mcg. Diethyl ether, there was 2.0 mcg. Ethanol, there was 10 mg. Ethyl acetate, there was 2.0 mcg. Ethyl benzene, there was 0.20 mcg. Isopropanol, there was 2.0 mcg. Isopropanol, do you guys realize what that is? Because I do. Methanol, there's 10 mgs found in Bella. Methyl ethyl ketone, there's 0.60 mcg. Methyl isobutyl ketone, there was 0.50 mcg. Methyl tertiary butyl ethyl was not found. The methyl butyl ketone, 1.0 mcg. The methyl pentanes, there was 4.0 mcg. Pentane, there was 4.0 mg. Styrene, there was 0.20. Toluene, there was 0.60. Xylene, there was 0.60. Butanol, there was 4.0. Heptane, there was 4.0. These are all mcgs, by the way. Hexane, there was 4.0. And then propanol was also not found. Then we drop down to the compounds of, so it says the analysis by the enzyme linked immunosubordinate assay. So the compound that they found, amphetamines, sorry, I don't know why I couldn't read that properly right there. It's like my brain glitched out. Amphetamines, there was 80 NGs that were found. Barbiturates, there was 0.16 mcg. Benzodiazepine, there was 400 ng found in Bella. Bupropion metabolite, 2.0 ng. Cannabinoids, I know what cannabinoids is. 40 ng was found in Bella. Cocaine metabolites, there was 80 ng that was found in Bella. Fentanyl, acetyl fentanyl, there was 1.0 ng. Methadone metabolite, there was 100 NGs found in Bella. Methamphetamine, MDMA, 80 ng was found. Opiates, 80 ng was found. Oxycodone, 40 ng. And phenylephrine, oh my goodness, I can't say that one. There was 40 ng found. As far as the acetone, there was 20 mg found. Ethanol, there was 40 mg found. Isopropanol, there was 20 mg found. And methanol, there was 20 mg found. All of this in little Bella's 5-year-old body. I'm literally holding back tears while reading it because it's just mind-blowing that all of this shit was in their body. I can't even believe it. So my God, right? That is a lot of meds, isn't it, Porgus Mahone? I totally agree with you. Holy shit is right, Clary T. Yep, Valerie, you got it. Wow is right. Becky, Ferguson, oh my God, what, right? Marissa, Francis, the cocaine again would make her hyper, not settled. And didn't they have a problem with trying to settle them, right? No, I don't think that, I don't think he drugged them, Kimberly. I'm not sure about that. You're thinking that too, Juanita? And Sarah, you're thinking that it's not Thrive? Yeah, I have no idea. All I'm doing is reading out the public information of their toxicology report for you all to make up your own mind about it. Because it's really not my place to say. It's real, and some of you guys maybe haven't had a chance to go and read this. Some of you maybe don't have the link. Whatever it is, here's the information here for you, so you can try to make your best decision judgment on it. You know, Chris is a fucking monster. Where did he get all those drugs anyway? Must have had some connections. Yeah, Alexis, who knows? Who knows? Well said. Thank you, Pogues. Pogues, is it? Mahone? Sorry. I'm really sorry if I missay your name, but honestly, I'm really bad with names. Yeah, the prosecutor definitely knows more than he's saying. Absolutely 100% agree with that. Not without a doubt. Madeline's big mouth. His boyfriend had fentanyl patches on. I don't think those were fentanyl patches. Those were Thrive patches. That's what both of them wore all the time. In all investigations, they hold back certain information. You are right about that. Only to confuse the public, in my opinion. Why aren't they looking into this more? Lori, good question. I believe that they have. Like I said a long time ago, the FBI ordered samples of these products in order to forensically test them. We just never got the info. It's easy to get drugs on the streets nowadays, Neil says, which is very sad, but true. Yes, that's probably very true. My bish, or my bitch, beach. The kids did not sleep a lot. I'm lucky to get sleep with my kids. And then we've got Methonamore. We need this. Yes, this was all made public. Methonamore. And he didn't choke the kids. He only strangled Shanann. He manually did this until they couldn't breathe. Yeah, Becky, I heard those same things too. Maybe he used him for connections, not know his dry patches. Someone took a close-up picture. Interesting. I'd love to see that picture, Madeline. Exactly, Wanda. Exactly. I don't think any parent would, honestly. I don't see these parents doing something like that either. Shall I continue? You know? See, it says here in the opinion of the toxicology report of Bella that based on the history provided and the autopsy findings, the cause of death is asphyxiation due to smothering. The toxicology results likely represent decomposition and an artifact of being submerged in an oil tank for several days. The manner of death is homicide. So it states in the report that that they were smothered. I'm just reading, look, just glancing over, because they always put in notes due to each, part of the body that they examined, and it's usually all just the bigger terminology for physicians and stuff like that. They did end up doing swabs, though, of the face prior to the washing, swabs of the neck, swabs of the face after washing, so before and after on the neck and face, oral swabs, vaginal swabs, fingernail clippings, and then, of course, like the blood work. Sections of the heart, lungs, liver, kidney, and brain are submitted for histology. Full body x-rays were taken and submitted as well. And now I guess we're just going to follow right on to little Celeste's. Thanks for handling my my channel here, Clary. I really appreciate that. But I guess we're going to jump right back into little Celeste's toxicology report. Now, of course, they did the, patient outline. It was NMS that did all of the toxicology reports in Loveland, Colorado. Now, positive findings were found in little Celeste's body, 3 years old, you guys. Butanol, 4.4 mcgs. Ethanol, 31 mgs. Propanol present. It doesn't state right at the top, but I'm sure it will later on. that acetaldehyde and ethanol. Now, the acetaldehyde or whatever, I'm probably not saying that properly, but there was 1.0 mgs that were found. The propanol, there was 4.0 mgs, and ethanol, there was 40 mgs. The concentration of ethanol increased from 99 mg 100/100 grams to 174 mgs over 100 gram. Over the course of multiple analyses, the nature of the specimen and or the container type which may not contain preservatives, may explain the variable quantitative results. Now, the acetaldehyde it states in the reference comments again that it's a colorless liquid used industrially in many processes, dyes, pharmaceuticals, chemical manufacturing, in vivo. It can be found as a result in metabolism of numerous drugs, chemicals, and foods. A primary source for the findings of acetaldehyde in biological specimens is via the metabolism of ethanol alcohol. Other common sources may include paraldehyde, metaldehyde, phenystin, ethyl esters, and vanilla. Some pathological conditions, example diabetes, can account for increased acetaldehyde levels in vivo, especially after consumption of alcohol. Alcoholics and individuals in taking the aldehyde dehydrogenase inhibitor, diffusium, concurrently with alcohol consumption may have elevated blood levels of acetaldehyde. Normal levels of this acetaldehyde are probably less than 0.02 mgs. Adverse effects, and then like what did little Celeste have? The acetaldehyde, she had 1.0 mg. And they're saying that normal levels would be 0.02 mg. The adverse effects such as flushing, headaches, shortness of breath may be present in acetaldehyde blood concentration greater than 0.18 mg. Acetaldehyde is an unstable compound post-collection and will both form and degrade under certain sample handling conditions. Now we jump to ethanol. It says ethanol alcohol, drinking alcohol is a central nervous system depressant, can cause effects such as impaired judgment, reduced alertness, and impaired muscular coordination. Ethanol can also be a product of decomposition or degradation of biological samples. Ethanol, so that was the spleen blood. In the liver tissue, it says the exact same thing. Ethanol can be a product of decomposition and degradation of biological samples. And then we have the butanol, which was spleen blood, flammable liquid used as solvents for fats, waxes, resins, shellac, and varnish. It is also used in the manufacture of lacquers, rayon, and certain detergents. Exposure by inhalation may result in irritation of the muscular membranes, coughing, difficulty breathing, headache, dizziness, and drowsiness. It can be absorbed through the skin, leading to symptoms resembling oral ingestion. Oral ingestion may result in sedation, abdominal pain, nausea, headaches, dizziness, diarrhea. Large doses may affect the liver and kidney. The acute toxicology is estimated to be about 3 times that of ethyl alcohol. And then there's propanol in the spleen blood. And of course, propanol is an alcohol that is commonly used as a solvent for such materials as oils, lacquers, leather, furnishings, inks, dyes, cosmetics, etc. This compound is an irritant to mucous membranes and conjunctiva. Systemic exposure to propanol can produce mild central nervous system depression in animals exposed to vapors, and in propanol, signs include intoxication, irritation, and mucous membranes, ataxia, lethargy, narcosis, and death. Propanol is also a product of decomposition. And then it states that they will be getting rid of all the, they'll be discarding all the submitted specimens after a year, and generated data will be discarded about all of this 5 years from the date of the analysis was performed. Now, it further states in little Cece's toxicology report that all of the following tests were performed for this case. For each test, the compounds listed were included in the scope. The reporting limit listed for each compound represents the lowest concentration of the compound that will be reported as being positive. If the compound is listed as non-detected, it is not present above the reporting limit. Please refer to the positive findings section on the report for those compounds that were identified as being present. Now, hydrocarbon and oxygenated volatile panel blood, spleen blood, they found acetaldehyde 1.0 milligram, acetone 1.0 mg, benzene 0.10 mcg, diethyl ether, they found 2.0 mcg, ethanol 10 milligram, ethyl acetate 2.0 mcg, ethyl benzene, they found 0.20 mcg, isopropanol, they found 2.0 mg in little Cece's 3-year-old body. Methyl ethyl ketone, they put 0.60 mcg, methyl isobutyl ketone, 1.0 mcg, methyl tertiary-butyl ether, there was 2.0 mcg, and methyl butyl ketone, there was 1.0 mcg, methyl pentanes, there was 4.0 mcg, pentane, there was 4.0 mcg, styrene, there was 0.20 mcg, toluene, there was 0.60 mcg, xylene, the OMP, there was 0.60 mcg, butanol, there was 4.0 mcg, heptane, there was 4.0 mcg, hexane, there was 4.0 mcg, and propanol, there was 4.0 mg. Now, there's confirmation with the liver tissue, that they found amphetamine. They found 20 NGs in little Cece. They found ephedrine. There's 20 NGs. MDA, there was 20 NG. MDEA, there was 20 NG. And then MDMA, there was 20 NG. Methamphetamine, there was 20 NG. Norfusodrine, 20 NG. Phentermine, there was 20 NG. Phentylpropanolamine, there was 20 mg, and pseudoephedrine, there was 20 mg. They also found in the liver tissue acetone of 20 mg, ethanol of 40 mg, isopropanol of 20 mg, and methanol of 20 mg. They also found in the immunosorbent assay, which was the enzyme linked, amphetamines of 80 ng, barbiturates, there was 0.16 mcg, benzodiazine, there was 400 ng, butyropurine metabolite, there was 2.0 ng, cannabinoid, there was 40 ng, cocaine metabolites, there was 80 ng, fentanyl, acetylfentanyl, there was 1.0 ng, methadone metabolite, there was 100 ng in little Cece's 3-year-old body. Methamphetamine, MDMA, there was 80 ng found in her body. Opiates, there was 80 ng found in her little body. Oxycodone, oxymorphone, 40 ng found in little Cece's body. And phencylamine, 40 ng. They also found in the headspace gas chromatography, that acetone 20 mg over 100 g, ethanol was 40 mg over 100 g, isopropanol was 20 mg over 100 g, and methanol was 20 mg over 100 g. So, I'd love to know what everybody thinks about all of these things that were found in all 3 of their bodies. Hey, Kimberly, how are you? Are you having a bad day, honey? Clary? Oh, someone's being a douche. All right, let's all get along. We're talking about something that's really serious here, right? We're talking about, the toxicology reports of 3 people that have passed away. My mod Clary's being quite rude. Uh-oh, what's going on? Well, let's all try to get along here. All 3, Holly Davis. I just finished reading all 3 of the toxicology reports, and all 3 of them have all of these things in their body. Why? How? Where did it come from? Because they certainly don't look like a bunch of druggies, I have to say. I'll scroll to see Clary, honey. I'll go check it out. As my only child, his father is from Kippen. The opiates are odd. The methadone is odd. The cocaine is odd. I mean, seriously, cannabinoids odd. It doesn't, none of it. Why? Exactly, Elizabeth. Why? Love Me Like Music 7. Chris sure got his hands on a lot of dope. Nicole Kessinger surely helped. Who knows about that? Who knows about that? We're not here to do any accusations. We are just here to talk about the taboo subject of these toxicology reports that nobody seems to want to, talk about. Well, I'm going to talk about that taboo subject because I think it deserves to be talked about. I wonder if the Ruzic family even knows about all of this, to be honest. Unless you actually sit down and go through the entire freaking case, would you really know about all of this? Probably not. That's my guess. Was it offered to them that they could they could take it and have a look at it if they really wanted to? Probably, But with as much shit as they were going through, do you think they really took it upon themselves to look through each and every page, to read each and everything, and to hear and see all this? I mean, they're going through a devastating time right now, losing their only daughter and their only grandchildren. And I'm talking about the Ruzic family when I say that. They said it was normal to find these drugs in their body. Really, MGL sister? Where did somebody say that? And what have they attributed that to? Where did all of these things come from in their system? Because as far as I know, you have to ingest that somehow for it to show up in your system. And I've told you guys before that I personally have done drug tests just to see, and sure enough, like it'll say like my marijuana is in my system, but like as far as opiates and cocaine, there's 0. Like it says 0. And it says 0 because there's nothing in my system. It doesn't say 0 on these people's toxicology reports. It would have said 0 if it wasn't found. That's what I read to you guys. But yet, all these things were found positively in their system. Yeah, Thrive was tested by FBI, but we have never been able to see the results of that. So I have no idea what to attribute this to. All I'm doing is talking about it because it needs to be talked about. Is it, what did you say here, girl? If you're saying rude and inappropriate stuff, you'll be friend and called out. Yes, absolutely, Lori. Is it normal for oxycodons to be inside children's bloodstream and cocaine? Yeah, exactly, Elizabeth. That doesn't make any sense. I don't see Shanann as being like that kind of a mother. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. All right, well, let's just stop directing things at Clary and just start focusing on what the subject is. Clary's just here to make sure that we're all going to respect each other. And, I'm sure, like, I'll have to scroll up and read, but I'm sure she wasn't, like, name calling and belittling and all that towards somebody. So I've had her as a mod for a while now, you guys, and I've never seen anything, rude. I've seen her get a little upset, but I mean, there's a big difference between being rude and being upset. Just saying. Like, this is upsetting me. It's like, what the heck? Are we not talking about all of, these toxicology reports and what was all found in their bodies, What is 5-HPT, Becky? I have no idea. What are you talking about, honey? I have no idea actually where these things have come from in any of their body systems, you know? I just think it deserves to be talked about, that it deserves to be brought to light, you know? Let people make up their own minds, let people decide for themselves, but we should talk about it. Benzoclinone or something like that is a metabolite of cocaine. It has nothing to do with body decomposition, I think, or being in an oil tank. No, and 24-hour crime, that's not what we're talking about at all. And whatever, that's like one thing. What about the methadone and the opiates and the MDMA and the coke, you know, okay, you're saying the cocaine or something, whatever, you know, but the cocaine metabolite, like that seems a little odd too. You know, the oxycodone, the oxycontin, like it's just like, what the hell? The dust would contain chemicals. I'm an organic gardener. My soil is contaminated with petrol and oil from the traffic whizzing by. Becky, you agree? Yeah, I don't know what 5-HTP is. Oh, it's part of the body neurotransmitters. But yes, the drugs. Wow. Yeah, exactly. Nobody is above the law. And you know what? I hope the judicial system is watching this. Yeah, I'm sure that they are. We're going to show that. Hey. Oh, you deleted it? Well, I was going to show it. I don't care. Okay, well, don't start like, you know, promoting other people's channels here. Like, let's have some class. It's different if you want to be a part of the discussion and let's, you know, grow just by discussing together. But when you just start slapping out channel names, that's not real cool. That's spam. Yeah, no doubt. And we're going to get rid of Luigi's silly little thing. Just remove it, I guess. Yeah, hide. You love my channel, Sparkles? Well, thanks. It's called spreading the truth with videos. Well, I think that the truth deserves to be shown and that they definitely need to, the world needs to see and know about this. I, you know, see nothing wrong with it. Clary, let's stay on top of this Luigi person. Thanks, girl. Who knows about what made them horny and what didn't and all that jazz? I'd just love to know where all the drugs came from, for real. Everybody needs to stop with the drama on YouTube. Drama is not condoned on my channel. Most people know that about me. I will not tolerate somebody mistreating another viewer of mine or myself or my mods. We are all welcome to express ourselves. We don't have to be mean, belittle, or name call anybody in the process, you know? Jay Sontag, my girlfriend, a detective. She works on a lot of those cases. That's so cool. Lucky you. There's a lot more that went on behind those doors than they say, Wanda says. Yeah, you got him. Yeah, thank you, Clary. Stupid things going so fast. I'm like, I can't keep up. I'm sure that Pogues, you're saying you're sure that, hey, Ballet Babe is here. Hello, honey. Hey, Rick. Maybe he was trying to put them to sleep to kill them easier. Who knows? Sherry, I'm sure the DA is working the prescription meds as well as the recreational. I'm sure you're right. Holly, I mean, so many different drugs could come from so many different things, but it's like, where did it all come from, you know? And why was it in these little girls, you know, 3 and 4 years old? Like, that's pretty crazy to have, you know, that many amount of milligrams of those kinds of drugs in your system. Hey, Ballet Babe, honey, how are ya? Y'all need to smoke some weed and chill, Alexis. You're so cool. Oh, gosh. The soil and stuff. Yeah, I don't know about that, though. I don't know. I mean, and like the girls were put into oil, she's put in the soil, and they both had readings of the exact same drugs. So I don't think that that could be it. Pure ecstasy, oxy, benzos, cocaine, meth. They're not in soil. It's like, where did these fucking things come from? You know, they seem like they had to have been ingested somehow. Cocaine don't stay in your system long. It's yes, yeah. Marijuana stays in your system for months, months and months and months and months and months. It's just buffering for you, Sunkissed. I'm showing it's all clear and fine on my end. Yeah, I know, right, Holly? So, I mean, it's just sort of left for all of us to sort of figure out where we think it came from because nobody's actually clearing it up. Nobody's actually even talking about it as far as law enforcement goes or authorities go, lawyers, anybody, you know? They should test his hair. Interesting thought. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. You stole the Coachella line. You're funny, Clary. In many ways to skin a snake. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. It's clear now, Sunkissed? Okay, good. I'm showing everything's fine on my end, so. The topic, we were talking about the toxicology reports of Shanann Watts, Bella, and Celeste Watts. And I've literally just finished reading all of them for you guys so that you guys can take up your own opinions and thoughts and feel free to share them here. Yeah, Juanita, you say that, but where did you see that, Juanita? Like, I have not seen that come out anywhere. And if you have that information, I would certainly love for you to share it with me so that I could see it as well. We need and deserve answers. Yeah, apparently law enforcement legally they don't have any they don't have to give us an update. They don't have to answer to us kind of thing. Unless we get petitions going that force them to have to do something. Hey Mary, how are you? She keeps saying they tested Chris Watts and found nothing. Yeah, I don't, but where, you know? We do have a lot of chemicals in our body. That's true, Sarah. You think he made drugs? I don't think so, Jay. Did you see how clean that house was? I doubt it. It's buffering for a few there. It must be on your guys' end because I'm not showing any change even in the camera. So, Pogues, would you stop bugging Clary? Sheesh. People give Sherry a thumbs up. Oh, thanks, Ballet Babe. Thanks for that. Enjoy the gym. All right, both of you guys, cut it out already. Sheesh. You think Chris got drugs from Nicole? Who knows? You missed it tonight? Well, it's just today for me here. It's actually only like 2:15 in the afternoon, so. But just for those of you that are on here now, I did make an announcement when I very first started, but we're going to be doing 7 days of live, Sherry. 7 days. Every day is going to be something new, something different. Today was the start of that. So I wanted to do 7 days of live and see how everybody likes that. It's 3:11 where you are, Ballet Babe? Some are found in cleaning products, yes, and some are found in clothing dyes, some are found in medications. There's a lot of ways that these drugs could have sort of gone to their system, but wouldn't it be nice to know how they actually got in their system, you know? Only clean like that when I've taken a trail. Oh, you're funny, Becky. I like a clean house too, but mine's kind of lived in. Hey, Amanda, how are you, honey? Eastern Standard, and I'm Central Standard, Ballet Babe. It's 8:12 where you are, Clary. Man, you're so far away, hey? I should do a show on what Chris Watts actually planned until what our actual plan was until Nicole and her son completely busted him. Yeah, I have done videos on that before, and I have sent out my kudos and all of that. Hey, Kathy, you've been following it since the beginning. Oxy and other drugs. You like my channel? Thanks, hun. I appreciate your support. The soil is contaminated, the water, etc. I could do, you know, I have kind of done a show already like that though. But it's possible. We can talk about it. I don't see why not. If it's of interest to you guys, I don't have a problem talking about it. I know there's a lot of us that are still kind of like, what the hell well happened in this case, and why did it get shut down so quick, and why you know, why is there so many unanswered questions? And you're happy I'm on? Oh, thanks. Hey, Jennifer Cobb. It's 3:13. Only an hour difference here with us. Her house did look like a show home NGL, sister. I totally agree with you. I was like, whoa. I can't do that. I mean, I'm clean and organized, but damn. I can't even do that, you know? Just curious if this is why she was so sick that weekend. Did he put something in her Thrive? Who knows, Madeline? Good thoughts there. Who knows? Worth approximately 518,000. Hey, Ms. White, you made it. How are you? We were just talking about the toxicology report. I just finished reading them all. Honey, Becky, I'm actually in Canada. I'm in central Canada in Manitoba. That is my province, Manitoba. Flat prairie lands. Yeah, apparently they did like a psychological analysis on him too when he entered the prison system, but I don't think we're going to get that kind of information either. Does anybody else think that Chris could have went into psychotic roid rage from the Thrive? I'm not saying it's the only reason he killed them, but it might have contributed to it. It's possible, Jennifer. Hey, Julie. You want a rationale to a sick, irrational murderer? No, we just want the truth, and we want the full truth, not half the truth. So help you God. Seriously. I strongly believe that Chris is responsible for strangling his wife. I'm not so sure that he is the sole responsible person for killing his daughters. I'm not 100% convinced on that. You're in California, Lori? You lucky duck. I can tell I need to vacuum today. I got cat hairs floating around in the air. Winnipeg, you're in Winnipeg, MGL, sister? Are you serious? That's where I was born and raised. We should totally get together. That would be awesome. You're like the first person I've seen on my feed that's like really near me, you know? For those of you who can't see the little hairs floating by, they're there. That's why I keep swatting at the freaking dust. Oh my gosh. Ballet Babe, you're in Florida? Yeah. South Carolina for Wanda. What is the point asking the general public? Can you get an expert's opinion? I think that with my channel, Mary, I'm just being inclusive with wanting to interact with my audience. And we're just discussing these types of things that are public information. You want to move to Canada? Wisconsin is flat prairie lands as well. I did notice that, but there's a lot of field, like forestry down there too, I noticed. My house is gorgeous. Aw, thanks. I like to stay on top of the cat hairs, but I shed just as much. Like it's everywhere. I don't know if you can even see that. Like it just comes off me. It's hanging on my clothes. It's all over my pants. I'm just like, I can't, you know, those roller things. Like I use those all the time. I'm constantly like, if I don't vacuum every like 2 days, which kills my back every freaking time, but regardless, I have to do it, or, you know, I was born in Winnipeg, MGL. I'm an hour away from Winnipeg now. You have 2 kitties too? Yeah, so do I. I'm trying to keep up with the comments. They're going so fast today, you guys. The fluoride in the water is that New Zealand, Juanita? Cause idomytic, a thyroid disease, which you have. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Oh man. The Sinister Nightmare, I don't understand your language. I'm sorry. Is there any way for you to translate that? Wouldn't that be a cool feature for YouTube to include? You know, when somebody puts up a comment in another language. Kathy, you're in Dallas, right on. If you could translate that to your own language, that would be wicked. Southern Carolina. You live in a cloud, Pacific Northwest. That's okay, Holly. Miss White, what have I missed? Who was rejected? Miss White, my son wants to move to Canada too, but Americans are getting rejected for the visas. Yes. Yeah, and back when Trump got into the political White House or whatever, our Canadian government site was literally crashed because there were so many Americans that were trying to get onto the site to find ways to move to Canada and whatever. So it's I feel so bad for the people that, you know, feel worried or, you know, frightened by the but thank God it's Sherry, you're funny. The TGIS. But for the political stuff that's happening down there, I feel bad for the people who, you know, didn't vote for him or didn't want him in or whatever, and they have to deal with all of that now. Yeah, I feel bad for you guys. Just so you know, though, there's problems with, you know, all kinds of government officials all around the world. So yeah, I was just trying to kind of say that in a polite way, Ms. White. Oh, sorry. Somebody had put up something about, yeah, no, it was Angela. Sorry, I thought it was Ms. White. Your pictures look so alike there. Yeah, no, Canada has its own shit show too. Don't get me wrong. We have our own issues for sure. You know, and I just I want to state that for those of you that are really happy with your government and stuff, like, that's amazing. I'm really happy for you guys. But for those of you that aren't happy about it, I feel bad for you, you know? So I'm kind of in the middle with it for you both, you know? Sarasota, Florida, moved from Colorado. You are a Canadian from Red Deer, Alberta? Family at St. Boniface, Manitoba. Was St. Boniface, Manitoba? Are you serious? That's where I had all my kids. That's where I'm from. That's where I'm born and raised. So that's really interesting to connect, you know, and to hear that there's some people that come from the same place as me. That's really cool. You're originally from Edmonton? You don't think he's doing a great job? Who's he? Jay? Oh, never mind. Yeah, no need to state it. I actually kind of stay away from a lot of the political jargon recently on the news, though. I guess there's some government shutdown, and the air traffic controllers aren't getting paid right now. So Canadian air traffic control sites have been sending pizzas for lunch to these different United States air traffic control sites. So I thought that was really, really sweet, you know, and I had mentioned that yesterday actually, but it's worth a second mention. It's so cool that we were able to do that for you guys, you know. You were in Niagara Falls twice. I love Niagara Falls. It's so beautiful there. Like, so beautiful. It's not frozen anymore. Okay. You're in Vancouver now? Cost of living is super expensive. That's the good thing about Manitoba, is that it is actually the most cost-effective province in Canada. It's the cheapest province to live. But Albertans are lucky because you guys only have like one tax. So we have two taxes to pay on most everything. So it's entirely possible that the cocaine aspect and possibly other drugs is due to other things they have ingested that have then reacted. You know, it's possible, Sparkles. We don't actually know where the hell all of these drugs came from. We don't know if it was clothing or, you know, a medication that they were ingesting, or if it was the Thrive products. Nobody knows. So politics is why I missed the whole this whole case. Oh, really? So now I watch YouTube. That's cute. You don't trust the government, Jennifer, you're saying? Not really because of Trump, but because of all the human trafficking, elite, immoral individuals. Yeah, there's good and bad everywhere, though. In government, you know, in law enforcement, in regular Joes, blows, you know, there's good and bad in everything. So yeah, MGL sister, we were sending pizzas. The air traffic controllers in Canada were sending pizza lunches to the air traffic controllers in the United States due to them working without pay right now. So I thought that was really, really touching. Multilingual to catch all the trolls. I think Putin is in here. Uh-oh. I don't even know who that is. I think I've had him or her before, though. The Canadian side of Niagara, I love that both the falls share each other. And when it lights up at night, it's just freaking gorgeous, you guys. You use Google Translate hella fast? Nice. Don't feel bad. We are taxed to death here also. Yeah, I think we all are, you know. We think we all are. You know how to cuss in a lot of languages, Clary. Maybe she was on the cannabis oil for the pain you're thinking, Sparkles? Do you think that she would have given that to both Bella and Celeste? What's the reason that the cannabinoid was found in the little girls? Putton is handsome, though. Yeah, it's cold, MGL. It is. That wind chill is pretty. It's got a bite to it, doesn't it? He's your secret crush. You love my show, Jay? Well, I really try to catch all of your comments, all of you guys, and I try to respond. It's, you know, it's important to me to interact with all of you guys and make you all feel that you're welcome here and your say is valued. So no news, Eva. Thanks, YouTube. But someone said YouTube is going to ban people. No, it's just that the Article 13, is it? They're changing some laws as far as being able to share people's content, share news content without it being flagged as copyright. So there's going to be a lot of changes that are coming this year, but that's why I stopped sharing news channel clippings, because I actually don't need any copy strikes. You know, I can do my content by myself. I can reiterate what the news people have said. I don't really, you know, need to include the clippings. So maybe for asthma, you're saying. Putin is the Russian president. Yeah. Just a guess. Yeah, I think that's all we can really do right now is sort of guess about whether, you know, where this even came from, right? I won't tell, Clary. Joe Blow show. Yeah, I did say that. I said Joe Blow. You have issues. We all have issues, sweetheart. You're not alone. Who knows, Miss White? Who knows? Oh, Lori, you're so funny with your eggplant. Oh, geez. Could be a reaction to the Thrive in their systems and interaction of herbs. Possibly Sparkles. Has anyone tried the Thrive? No, after I sort of saw all of this, I kind of got a little intimidated to try it. So I chose not to. Let's not insult the president, though, really, you know, dare to be different. Like, come on. I do a great job, Wanda. Thanks, hon. Thanks for the update. Was all about jokes going too far. Update. This was about jokes going too far. Tube needs to get on people that do nothing but cause trouble. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? But I somehow think there will constantly be rewarded. Don't hold your breath on that ballet, babe. Hey, C. Robacito 64. I probably did not say that. Rebosicati. I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm so bad with names, hun. Hugs to you too. Will you be able to put the links to the news clips in the description area, perhaps? For which, what are you talking about, Mary? Because this was the disclosure document. So this was the 1,960 page document that was released to the public. And I basically just read the toxicology reports of Shanann, Bella, and Celeste. So hard one to look at for sure. I have a lovely home. Thanks. I did it myself. And I'm proud of me because I actually started out where I am with nothing and I built it all by myself. So I don't know if anybody else is cheering me on there, but I just thought it was important to do that for myself. Ms. White says, you saw the discovery. Chris Watts' health data was posted. He was very active, and now the shadow people say it was Bella. Oh, the shadow running up the stairs? Is that what you're talking about, Ms. White? And what health data for Chris? Are you just talking about his like diet and stuff? Ballet babe, $200 a month for what? What are you talking about, honey? I have to not discuss politics is triggering. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Ms. White. I actually really don't touch on any of that controversy. However, the news had shared the pizza, thing for the air traffic controllers, and I thought that was definitely worth a share to all of you guys. You watched a few videos on people who tried Thrive, and they said it made them feel like they were on crack. Oh my goodness. Okay then. Good to know. The discovery, I will send the link right here for you guys now. If you want to jump straight to the page, it's about 800 and, well, it finishes at 918, right? But I believe it starts, Shanann starts at about 880, page 880, I want to say. I'm just checking now, you guys. Sorry. Yeah, it's about 880. It literally starts on 882. So, sprays my trolls be gone. The shadows from the surveillance camera, Ms. White. I watched that on the Armchair Detective, and I thought it was really interesting. The data between 1600 and 1700, let me go and scroll to it. 16. The vehicle impound. And then it just states all the like footage and stuff. Like people thought that they had seen Shanann and the girls. That's why the Home Depot and the McDonald's and Walmart, I think, was even one of them. I'm not sure exactly. Can't remember exactly right now. Several searches for Chris Watts can be found prior to August 12th, 2018. These entries appear to have been deleted and searched for a number of times and found no result. I did locate name searches for Chris Watts dating back 2017 and Shanann Watts dating back. Yeah, those entries were deleted. You just skimmed the 2,000-page document. It was 1,960 pages. So I'm definitely, well, I like conspiracy theories and stuff like that, you guys, but this thing just seems too real. It seems like, you know, there's some serious secondary involvement from somebody. I don't know if it was a small child, though, to be honest. Yeah, somebody said they thought it was Bella, but I think it's too tall to be Bella. Yeah, the shadows are a little bit tricky. You know, we can't really say for sure. That's why the GPS coordinates would really freaking clear things up for us all. Guy zoomed in, and you can see the shadows. Yeah. Did you guys get a chance to go and check out Armchair Detective's video with the pink closet and the child's laughter that you can hear? It's really interesting. Hey, Burr Strong, how are ya? It was about, you thought about trying last year, very expensive. No way I was going to become a seller or promote. Yeah. I don't think he picked up the shadow. I don't see it. I see it as that they were approaching and one sort of passed the other. I don't see it as being picked up though. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go watch it again now. 1588, Ms. White says. Oops. The digital evidence analysis, is that what you're talking about, Ms. White? Instant message from Chris to Shanann. Tried calling you, give you an update. Was standing too bored, and they announced the crew. Yeah. The shadow girl is definitely Bella, Maria thinks. Detective asked Chris if he was girls. What if girls were dead when he put them in the tanks? Yes. Thanks for the likes, folks. I really appreciate that support. Hey, Caped Crusader. Are we getting violent? I think that's Lori, ballet babe. Yeah, I feel like Nicole had to have known something too, for sure. They spoke for 111 minutes in total, Sparkles. There was a very short break in those calls. You, Becky, you think it was Bella as well? Clary, you're funny. Woodswoman gets here, Poshmark to save money. I think Nicole Kester had way more to do with it, especially with the red car that was parked in the gravel between their house and the neighbors. Hey, Brandy, how are you? Afternoon, Kara. How's it going? So glad you could make it. You're back. Thanks for coming back. Toys don't walk. What are you talking? Yeah. It's been blown up. You can see the video better now. They spoke for 51 minutes. You find it odd. Yeah, no kidding. Who's MK? Clary? Elizabeth, none of ya business. Them speaking up the murders. Weird, and then him sending the picture of the flowers. Job site. No, it wasn't where. Yeah, it wasn't exactly where she buried her, or where he buried her, but the shadows seem to have like two legs walking, Ms. White. More than one way to skin a snake. I love that name. He gave her meds to put her to sleep for surgery. Interesting. The petitions, well, let's see. Man, these hairs everywhere are driving me nuts. For Nicole. Okay, so we have 2, because the boycott one for her not, for nobody to profit from the crime has already been like signed tenfold. It doesn't need any more signatures. But these 2 petitions are the ones that do actually still need to be signed in order to get her reinvestigated. This second one I'm going to send you actually is the photo of her cell phone pinging. So there's that for you all. You got kicked offline? No. Did I see Nate on Dr. Oz? No, I didn't actually yet. I'll have to Google and see if I can't check it out. Doll under the sheet. Yeah, the doll under the sheet was creepy as hell. Annie J. I don't think he would have lifted a blanket like that. Well, I mean, it can't be the bodies, though, you guys, because the bodies didn't come out of the house. It didn't come out past the garage, and that's where you're seeing these shadows, is they were outside of the garage. So it would have been possible for those shadows, you know, for those to be picked up on camera. But I don't see it as the kids being out there, or the kids' bodies being out there. You know, he didn't take those out past the garage. So I don't know. It's really, really confusing as to what it is. I don't think they have her in witness protection, though, you guys. It is on here, Ballet Babe. Okay, so the show is on here. I think most like companies, news channels, news like stations, pretty much anything and everything, they actually have like Facebook pages, and they have, you know, stupid hairs. I gotta get off here and vacuum, seriously. Soon. Question, Brandy says, did Chris bury Shanann in the white sheet they showed on Discovery, or is it just a sheet they put? I have the sheet video footage for you guys where the police are literally dumping out the extra mud and dirt that was found in the sheet. So if you haven't seen it, it's on my channel. And it was the bed sheet. It was part of the set of the bed sheet that was on the Watts bed in the home. The other part was found in the trash can in the kitchen. And from the look of it, it looks like she was in the flat sheet, and it was the fitted sheet that was in the garbage. So good job, Missy. Are you talking to me? Her own bed sheet. Yeah, Scum is right. Yeah. Ms. White, AD says kids may not have been dead until after that. The what AD? What are you talking about? He loaded all 3 bodies in the back seat. We would have seen that on camera, though. Let's not forget the positioning of his truck, the positioning of Nate's camera that faced towards the Watts home. He didn't back up that far, you guys. So we would have seen all of that. You can clearly see Chris, but you don't see any of the kids or anything that he's carried out. He did that from within the garage where nobody could see it. So got my profile pic on here finally. Nice, Kathy. Right on. I love it when I figure out technology stuff. I'm like, ooh. Oh boy. I certainly have my technology issues, you know. We usually don't get along, me and technology, but whatever, I make it work. Oh, thanks for the link, Ballet Babe, on the video for Nate. Well, if the bodies were loaded into the back of the truck, don't you think that we would have seen that on camera footage of him carrying them out past the garage on Nate's camera? The only thing you see him carrying is the jerry can. And the shadow did not seem to resemble the jerry can, you know? Are we sure that the bodies are definitely in his truck? No, we aren't even sure of that, Kara. Personally, I am not even sure of that. We have no idea because of the no GPS coordinates, and we have no idea if Nicole's truck or car was eliminated from being in the area, both which were possibly seen, the gray truck, the red car. Yeah, like, what are you talking about? Case closed, Larry? Oh, in their eyes. Yeah, exactly. Went into the back seat, but you would have seen that because his truck didn't back up that far. So it makes me wonder, did they go out the back door where there was no cameras in the back, where everybody knew there was no cameras, right? So no, Brandy, I didn't see him going backwards pulling Shanann. There's no footage. If you have that kind of footage, certainly share it with me. I'd love to check it out. You know, if there's been some things that have been released that I haven't seen, I would love to see it, you know? We didn't even see him load them. So we have no idea if it was loaded into his truck, if it was loaded into her truck. Guys are wrong on some facts. Annie J, I would love for you to correct us if you have some better information, please. Elizabeth Nunia, you too, you know, and that goes for all of my viewers. If you guys hear or see something, feel free to reach out to me and send me the link so I can see and hear what you've seen and heard. I don't think he went to bed that night either, you know. No. Because it was even stated by Nicole that she had called and he was sitting up and she could hear the TV in the background, and it was late at night. That was at like 11 or something. So, excuse me. The plane being late, Nicole, Shanann's friend that came early in the morning because of the doctor's appointment. He forgot, all foiled everything, made it sloppy. It was on the side of the truck. You could not see, MGL says. I still think you would have seen the shadow of him carrying out a body over top of him or even in front of him, past the truck to the cab to put the body in there, right? So we would have seen that on Nate's camera. She thought police presence was because of the suspicious small truck she's seen. To be rented again. What are you talking about, Becky? Sparkles, you know, I thought it odd that we didn't see him carrying Shanann into the truck. She's not small like the kids. Yeah, exactly. Or Father Dwayne's truck. Interesting, Sunkissed. I would love to know if they ever did find the bodily fluids of the three girls, you know. Getting Safari won't open. You know what, Clary? You can send it to me privately, hun. I put up a link in my posts that you can directly message me for those of you who maybe didn't see it yet. But if you click on that link, there's a way to send me like a request to be my friend, and then we can converse, not in the open necessarily, but more in the background of YouTube, you know? Marsha, you only see his head. Exactly. You don't see the rest of anything. So I see none of that stuff too, you know? Annie, you've shared something. I'm not sure what it is, though. Just a YouTube video. Camera similar. It doesn't pick up very fast movement. Well, he wasn't really moving super fast anyway, though, was he? Really? You know? Yeah, why was there no fluids found? There was none found in the house anywhere because the cadaver dogs would have alerted to that. That's possible they were drugged, but I still feel like you would have seen him picking them up to put them in the cab of the truck, you know? Yeah, but it wasn't that dark, Jay Sontag, you know? In my opinion, it wasn't that dark. Another view of him loading the truck. Okay, thank you, Annie. I appreciate that. They won't load. Clary, try doing it like not on a live chat, you know? Try doing it on like even just sending me an email with the link. I'll put my email address up here for you, just so you don't have to go looking for it, you know? There you go. You can't even copy comments. As in your mod, your mod stuff has been messed with, or what do you mean, honey? Sherry, I think Clary meant your links won't open because they won't open for me either. Oh, my links won't open. Oh. Well, okay. Well, that's just on change.org, you guys. All you have to do is Google petitions for Nicole Kessinger and they pop up. The only one that you need to really avoid at this point is the boycott one, because we've already got 100,000 plus signatures on it for her and Cindy to not profit financially from any of this. So Joe Powell, people are saying Bello is alive. I don't buy it, but then he is an evil, thick piece of shit. Yeah, I don't think that she was alive either. Martha, thanks for sharing that link. Elizabeth, yes, correct. He's also washed the sheets because the plane was late and he had already killed his children. She was late, so that messed up the time frame. That's what I believe. Don't you think that the bodily fluids would have been on the bed then, on the mattress? If he, like, even if he did wash the sheets, you guys, don't you feel like that would have soaked through onto the mattress a little bit? Question mark, you know? It won't let you copy the link. Okay, Clary. The dogs did alert to like the fact that 3 people had died in the house, yes, but they lost the scent due to the 3 people being transferred out of the house into a vehicle, and I mean the scent was gone. So, you know, yes, they alerted to some commotion, but yeah, I don't know, you guys. You know, because like that's the other question I had asked you guys a long time ago was when Shanann was out of town still, she had asked Chris on Sunday night to send her a picture of the girls, because, like they were going to bed kind of thing. They were in bed. And he ended up sending her pictures of them like the earlier that night, during dinner or at the pool party. He didn't send her pictures that were current of them sleeping in that moment. And I had wondered from very early on if he had killed them on Sunday night kind of thing. But, you know, the fact that there was no bodily fluids anywhere is what really throws my thought process on all of that. Oh, you can see pictures of the apartment online for Nicole. But I don't think both the girls had pull-ups, but that's possible. Dare to be different. Yeah, that Maddie case was really nerve-wracking in my opinion. Why the hell would you leave your child to go and have dinner like completely out of the room in a different place? Like, oh my God. Yeah, Colina, we've actually been talking about his videos. So I have encouraged all of my viewers to head over there and take a look at the Shadow video and the Ghost Town video. It's possible that he killed them earlier, but I mean, we just have a vague timeline on it because of their decomposition happening, you know? Yeah, I thought Cece was the only one to wear pull-ups. Mattress covers on the beds. See, I didn't notice any mattress covers on the bed, but did they take those off, the law enforcement? Because when I have footage of law enforcement reenacting the strangulation of the children with dolls on the children's beds. And, you know, it didn't look like they had any mattress protection on there. It just looked like a mattress, but I could be wrong. The petition only needs 100 more. Thanks, Carolyn. He's your bedtime story material. That's cute, Clary. Yeah, you're probably right, Becky. Waterproof mattress pads for the kids would have been kind of a must, especially potty train and stuff. They weren't like in, you know, cribs. They were in full-size beds. So you're in UK. The McMahons are guilty. Most of us think it across the pond. Yeah, Joe, I'm kind of leaning that way myself. I would love to do a collaboration with Armchair. I've reached out to him and we are slowly starting communication, but I don't want to jump into that kind of a decision either. I want it to be something that's a strong relationship going forward, you know, even if it's just a YouTube type relationship. I want that to be strong. I don't want something to just come up and you know, it squanders all of the work that we've done together because something happened with the friendship, you know. It's already happened to me, not with him but with another YouTuber, right? So yeah, MGL, I did hear about all of that too. Yeah, in the law enforcement video they had already stripped the bed. Yeah, the police department did that. That's what I thought, but was there a cover pad on the mattress or not? That's what I'd love to know. Taking those things is in the discovery pages. No, I didn't see any information for that. And I've gone through that document like 4 times, you guys. 4 freaking times, because people didn't want to believe some of the things that I had read or seen in it. So I had to go back and find where exactly I saw it. And it was just like, oh my gosh. Hey, that's a good idea, Sparkles. You love my shirt? This is just my flannel, like, pajama shirt, whatever. It's not even pajama. I just was like, I'm just going to wear this. I'm going to wear this flannel, whatever. I look cute in flannel. We're doing it. That's cute. I'm outrageously gorgeous. Oh, thanks, Theodore. You're really sweet. Thank you. That's very nice of you to say. Thank you for the compliment. Joe Powell, you're funny. Theo, you flirt. Armchair live just stopped without warning. Oh no. Oh no, that's too bad. I look pretty with no makeup? Well, thank you, Brandy. That's really sweet of you. Aw, you guys are so sweet. There's no pun between me and Armchair. He better be cool to my Sherry. You're so cute, Clary. Love ya. Did it? Yeah, like that's so weird, Allison, why it would just stop like that. What was he talking about? I'm so curious. Do you have the complete discovery? 2 additional pages were added later. The discovery that I'm literally looking at right now states that it's 1,960 pages. I have not heard of additional pages being added, But if you have them, please feel free to send them my way. I'd love to check it out, you know? That was to you, Annie J. Yeah, I've not seen it either, MGL. You're not alone on that. For crying out loud. Get off. Seriously. Washed the sheets that night. He was on the phone with Nicole. He could have washed the protective mattress covers too. Yeah, that's possible, Mary. Yeah, that's very possible. You just found my channel, Annie J? Well, thank you. Welcome. I'm so glad that you found my channel. That's great. I'm happy for you to join. Yeah, I could see that there was the total number of pages in the document, that there was some missing, because if you're going through the document and you're on like page, like for instance, what am I on right now? I'm on page 1588, but the discovery page says that it's 1770. So it's quite obvious that there's a lot of information missing. And I have a feeling that some of that information was the FBI's forensic testing on those Thrive products. But they couldn't release that information to the public and let everybody know, you know, what they found. I sure would love to take the products that I have and take them for testing, but I don't have the money to do that. But I wish I could. My lips are so chapped right now, you guys. Hang on one second. I just have to go and put some Vaseline on. Sorry. There's a lot we haven't seen yet, Annie. You are so freaking right about that. My guess, Sunkissed, is that they couldn't release all of the information of their findings. Oh, thanks, Ms. White. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. Your picture's so bright. It kind of reminds me of me, actually. It kind of almost looks a little bit like me, you know? His dad probably paid to have pages hidden from public. Who knows? Chat love. Joe Powell. Sherry, chat love. You can't wait for your next live. It's 9 p.m. Well, for those of you that are here, let me just final say before you leave that we're going to be doing 7 days of live, Sherry. 7 days of live. Every day is going to be a different topic, and we're going to just chat and get to know each other and enjoy each other's company, interact with each other, and see how that goes. So there's so many people that have emailed me, you know, that have asked me for more time to spend with me and stuff like that, that I thought of this idea today. And I thought, you know, let's do it. Let's jump on 7 days of live of Sherry and, you know, see how much we can get to know each other, you know? Oh, thank you for my hard work and dedication. You're so sweet. You keep getting popped off kind of thing, Jay. I'm sorry. It's not me. It's not me doing it. Hey, did anybody figure out if the links worked better? You love that idea, Clary? Thanks, son. Have I read any of the criminal complaints that you sent me for Lori for Jake Thomas Patterson? Is that who you're talking about, honey? Because yes, I have. Absolutely have. I still haven't gone through all of it. There's a lot, but what time? Good question. I hadn't figured that out yet. Damn. As I fumble. Oh shoot. I don't know actually. Darn it. I don't want to like I should have a regular time to start it. Darn it, I didn't think about that. Shoot. Probably earlier, let's say, like, oh, thanks, Chica Chilled. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. Hey, are you guys seeing it like highlighting in different colors? Oh, thank you, Becky. You guys are so sweet. I really do enjoy including you guys. I've heard from so many people that they don't get that same kind of treatment from any other channel, and they find it that they're kind of left out in a sense, or 7 days of lives, right? So I don't want to leave anybody not. I don't want anybody to feel like that on my channel. I want everybody to be included. I want everybody to feel welcome, and I want everybody to feel comfortable enough to express themselves. Other channels you get attacked on, you get belittled, you get name called. That's not going to happen here. I don't allow that, and we keep it clean. Even if we're going to argue about something, we can argue. We don't have to take it to those kind of levels, right? So. Becky, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Oh, thank you so much, Lori. You guys are amazing. You guys are so sweet. I really appreciate all of your support. 12 is not a bad idea, Jay. I think that's a good suggestion. I'm amazing. You're so amazing, Lori. But you're having a crisis. You cannot get your wax warmer to get warm. Oh, no. You'd miss it at 12? Well, Clary, would you miss it if it was at 11 or 1? I'm curious. I'm still live. I am, and Amanda. 1 is perfect. So maybe we should do a 1 then. Time zone, Ms. White, would be Central Standard Time, CST. So it would be an hour. It would. So if I'm going to do it at 1, Ballet Babe, I think you're going to have 12. Am I right? You're an hour behind, I believe. So much info's missing, Madeline. You're very right about that. Tracy, was that here on my channel? That would be 2 p.m. on the East Coast. Oh, okay. Text. Thank you. Oh. I think the other thing too, though, you guys, is we don't want to take things like too personally, like I can't remember what all this was about again, but I do vaguely remember you leaving and you were upset, or something. In my opinion, something was misconstrued, because the problem with text messaging, you guys, is that you take away the tone of voice, you take away the body language, you take away like the underlying meaning to what somebody's trying to say when you're only reading it on a text, 1 p.m. Central, Becky. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, hun. Oh, yeah. And that's the other thing, like, Tracy, you're allowed to have a difference of opinion. You're allowed to like people I don't necessarily like or get along with. That's okay. I also don't want to discuss it here. It's really no need to talk about other YouTubers on my channel. We're here to talk about the topics that I put forward, the cases that I follow, and interact with each other, with me. It has nothing to do with other YouTubers. So I think that we have to just not take things too personally. MGL, my kitty cats are just in the other room sleeping on my bed. I don't think my camera will reach, but I will try just for you. I can see them. Let's see. There they are. Well, there's one of them. I don't know where my other one is right now, actually. It's probably snuggled in with my clothes or something, you know. But Ms. White, I think that we were discussing some controversy with another YouTube creator, and Tracy took offense to some of the comments. So I just personally think that we don't need to discuss other YouTubers necessarily on my channel unless it's a positive comment like, oh, I saw this video on so-and-so's channel, you've got to check it out, you know? Because we're all allowed to have our own opinions and thoughts about each other, about, you know, situations, cases, whatever. But you know, I don't want us to argue, fight, or change my channel into talking about, you know, the negativity that's happening on other people's channels. That's really not what my channel is about. And I've said that many times. So hopefully that helps to clear up, you know, what happened and your hurt feelings. You know, I take that into account. Thanks, Amanda. You're so sweet. Another commenter didn't like a YouTuber. You did, and Sherry said both of you are entitled to your opinion. Absolutely, yeah. Both people are entitled to their own opinions, and you know, we don't really need to even discuss the negativity stuff here. So ballet babe, you're funny. Judy, hi, Barons. I think I know about Chris and his mother Cindy now. They are covert narcissists, and it is explained well on Life Abuse Free channel. I'm Cat Lady too. You love my house. Well, thank you. That's very sweet of you. I put that big black blanket on my bed because I don't want my cat hairs to get like all over my nice, you know, zebra blanket. So, you know, for those of you that just saw my room. You're funny, Clary. You look like a munchkin ballet, babe. You watch a lot of YouTube, Jay? I'm getting into it more and more and more. I actually don't have my TV on as much as I do my YouTube. I'm branching into so many different channels, so many different things to see and learn about, you know? It's a very wide open platform, right? You want a pure white kitty, Becky? Yeah, he's gorgeous. I hear, though, just so you know, that all pure white cats with blue eyes are deaf. That's what I have heard. I don't know if it's scientifically 100% true, but it is something that I heard. My cat is all white, but he has like yellow eyes. So, and he's definitely not deaf. Like I can just go, hey, you know, and he turns and looks at me. So stay positive, keep it real. Totally agree with you, Ms. White. You have to go pick up your son, you lucky gal. Okay, Becky, have a great, safe trip. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you again next time, hun, okay? My white cat's name is Cloud. My gray cat's name, he's all gray. His name is Minu, which is French for kitty. I wasn't very original, actually, and I didn't name my white cat. I adopted him with the name. So it was a fitting, cute name for him for sure. But yeah, I had adopted him in Winnipeg. I actually found him on like Kijiji.com or something like that. I contacted the lady, and then I went down to go and pick him up. I brought my little pet taxi, and she was doing interviews. Like I wasn't actually even going to be able to take him home right away. So I just put my pet taxi down because I realized I wasn't coming to just pick up the cat. I realized that we were kind of having an interview about it. And as we're talking, she's telling me that she had cat allergies, but she had just recently had a baby, and the baby has even more severe allergies to the cat. She loves him, but she can't keep him anymore, and she's just looking for a perfect home. And so as we're talking, and I had my pet taxi was on the floor, he comes walking around and like walks right into the pet taxi like he wanted to come home with me. And she looks down and she's like, I've never seen him do that. And I've interviewed like 5 people. And she's like, I think you're the one. And I was like, oh, I get goosebumps talking about it because it was just like so touching. I didn't expect that there would be an interview process, you know? But yeah, it was really interesting how she went about it. So So yeah, I got to bring him home. We're actually still in contact. I still talk to her. I still communicate with her once in a while. So but my white cat was actually the one that adopted my gray cat. We were out for a walk and he saw him on the sidewalk and he brought him home. He's like, meow, like, come on, and like walking him back to the house. So I took him for shots and I got him fixed and I got, made sure he was safe to bring in the house around my other cat. And yeah, like they're the best of friends now. So they have their moments where they don't get along so well, but whatever. All right, Ms. White, we'll see you tomorrow for our next live. 7 days of live, Sherry. Oh yes, that's the document for Chris Watts's disclosure. You have a 10-month-old and a 10-year-old. For cats or children, MGL? You had a white cat called Snowball. He attacked you? Oh my gosh, that's crazy, Clary T. I can't imagine if I've had little kittens attack your feet when you're sleeping and stuff, but I can't imagine it jumping on you with their nails and stuff. That's gonna be so painful. Ouch. Your cats are your life. Yeah. Hi, Ms. Chris. Ms. Chris, how are you? Welcome. Annie J says bingo posting the full report. Oh, are you serious? That's the full one? Get out. Oh, how can I save this now?